What's going on, ladies and gents? Back in another video. In today's video, I got my guy here, Gabe. It's been a pleasure working with you. We've been working for a couple months now. I know me and Gabe, go a couple months back where, he reached out to me, saw one of my TikTok videos, right? And then you started chopping it back and forth, and he's like, let's do it. He committed to the, mentorship program, and now here we are, and it's been great. I've been enjoying my time with working with Gabe, from the ins and outs, from a lot of stuff. But yeah, man, I'm gonna give you the floor and kind of introduce yourself, what were you doing before, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so again, I'm Gabe. I'm 19 years old. I was a first year in college. I majored in business. And I guess before Elijah's mentorship, I was working a 9 to 5, um, like a couple times a week. I was also getting money as a barber, which I've been doing since sophomore in high school.
Nice.
And I was scrolling through TikTok one day and then I found Elijah's TikTok videos. I tuned in for a little bit and then I just sort of I guess ignored it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess a couple more times it really dragged me in, and so I hit him up on Instagram, and from there he just got me onboarded.
Yeah, man. I'm curious, which TikTok was the one that you saw?
I think it was the one where you were showing the receipts, and I was like, "Dang, this guy's making good
Okay,
money." Yeah,
okay.
that one.
Yeah, well, the
It,
the
it,
the crazy thing is, when I show receipts, it's like, yeah, that's what I make, but essentially it's like I don't really like showing receipts at the same time, just because like I feel
oh
like it's,
yeah,
it's boastful. But like essentially that's like what sells too, right? Like, oh, okay, this is actually, this guy's legit. Because I mean, how could you trust someone if you feel like, are they doing it or they're just trying to get you, So it's one of those things. But I guess like if you would explain like what do you do now? I know you were in first year college, you were working a 9 to 5 job part time, and then now what do you do now?
what do I do now?
Yeah.
Right now I'm an inbound appointment setter via the Instagram DMs.
Okay.
And I basically just handle the front end um, of I guess an Instagram account, and then from there I book the calls, try to get as many as
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Many as you can, and then I know you've been doing crazy numbers in terms of like booking calls. Like in a day, how much have you booked in a single day?
In one day, I think my personal record, my PR, probably I think it was 15 or 16 booked
Ooh,
a
so yeah,
day.
16. I don't even remember it was 16 when you told me
Yeah,
about it.
it was crazy.
16 book calls in a single day. And then how about I'm curious, like commission wise, how much did you make? I know it was what's your PR in a day?
Oh, commission wise, I think I made at least 1,000 in commission a day.
In a day?
Two of them were closed in that day. So yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's
like
pretty solid.
it's
I
solid.
was hyped. Yeah. That was like
No,
my second week too, I think.
okay,
Second weekend.
second week in. Okay. Not bad, not bad, like give you a little taste on, what's
Yeah.
more to come. But I'm curious, Gabe, man, like, what was the decision? What made you wanna, like, okay, let me try to get into this. What got you into appointment setting, high ticket closing?
Oh man. Yeah. So for me, I was determined in making large quantities of money, I had very high income goals. I had
Mm-hmm.
a goal of, providing for my family as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knew I had to start somewhere, and hopping on the call, I guess, it gave me a vision on that. Homero was the one who was talking to me at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, but the biggest concern I was like, you know, given the price, but
Yeah.
if there's one thing I can look back, it's probably like one of the best investments I've ever made.
Hmm.
Looking back at it, I'm like, dang, I really got in for only this much. And like, there's so much value you can learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's there's so many things like through mindset and skill wise.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Okay.
it's
Got it.
really,
So the main thing is, to help the family out. It was the main thing that got you into it, right? Because that's the main goal,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And I mean, I love how you say, like, again, I appreciate you, that you've been enjoying the your experience in the program. What particularly about the program that you feel like helped you a lot, or what's a struggle that you were having that you overcame, that how you utilized the program essentially.
Okay. Yeah. So before, um, everything was, it was just I was going through the course
Yeah.
and it was really, there was no map, I guess. It was just do this, do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't really put in a specific place on the map, but now that I guess you revamped everything and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything looked good now, um, I was able to pick up where I was and
Mhm.
go on from there. But
Yeah. Yeah.
specifically, I was struggling to connect with, I guess, outreach, but then
Mhm.
we had nothing else to do but, outreach and, I got caught up with mock calls.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
step two if I didn't even do or how can I go to step three if I didn't do step two? So
Exactly.
yeah,
That
with
was the main thing why I built it out like the way we have the program right now is because
yeah,
I know how because we were having like 5 calls a week at one point, right? And then
yeah,
like everybody's doing mock calls and everything, but you guys already had the skill. But the main thing now is like, okay, how do we make the money now, right? So that was the main
exactly.
thing. I was like thinking, okay, I need to make these guys money. So, and then that small revamp, there were so many guys that started getting results in terms of landing a position because now it's action based, right? So, I mean, for you, Gabe, I'm curious, like, if because you're to be honest, like, it's not that easy to, like booking 16 calls in a single day or getting the position that you're in right now, and you're only 19, right? And then I think I got into this entire industry maybe when I was like 19, around there, or like late 19, turning 20, right? So it's like you got like a year and a half or something like that ahead of me, and then now you're in this position. Like, what advice would you give to someone, or like a feedback that you'd give to someone who's trying to get into this, appointment setting of high ticket closing? What helped you
Um,
essentially, right?
what helped me with the most, I think you just got to realize like what your situation is, and if
Mhm.
you really want to make a change, I guess it's one of those opportunities where you either miss out on or take advantage of.
Yeah.
Every risk has its reward,
Hmm.
and it's really up to you if you want to make a change.
Hmm.
Like speaking of sales, it's not even that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, like everyone will get there at some point,
Yeah.
keep at it. That goes for anything as well. Like
Hmm.
there's no doubt you'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all comes with time and effort. Um, it's one of those
Mhm.
things that you'll see good results after, learning and mastering the skill.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, this is all like, you know, it's not like one of those like get rich quick, it's something you work
It's
thing and it's
definitely
like
one of those things where you need to put so much work into it, right? It's not really
exactly.
like you join the program or you try to get into it, and then a week in, 2 weeks in, and then you're starting banking in thousands of dollars every single day, right? It's like
Yeah.
there's a compound into it that you need to put some work in, and that's the main reason why we're here, is to making sure that you get there, right? And then eventually you get in a position where 2 years out from now, where you have this skill that you've honed in, and it's like a video game, right? It's like at the beginning, you're gaining all of this XP, but the weapons that you're getting maybe it's not the best, but eventually you've gathered so much XP and you get more access to better weapons, better skills. And then there you go. That's when it's like, okay, now I see the compound effect of me building out this progression. Yeah, sure, we've had like a 1K days here and there, and then but that's not an end all be all, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure for you to be able to support your family, you need to make more, right? And I always tell you guys, like, this is just the first step. This is not like
Exactly.
the end step, right? Of eventually I want you guys to start your own business, but essentially to be able to start a business, you need to have to master a skill first. And essentially what you guys are mastering right now is having a skill of sales. So once you got that lockdown, then if you start your own business, you'll know how to generate your own leads. You'll know how to close those deals. All you need to do now is create a solution to a problem. So whatever business model you try to get into, you'll have this skill now that you won't ever forget, because now you know how to generate leads because you've been setting for someone, right? And then now the next step is your inbound setter right now is to get you to a closing position where you can actually close deals, right? So
Exactly.
that's like the progression that I always see for you guys. And another thing I'm curious, Gabe, man, like I know we've been working together, this past couple months, and you probably noticed there's a lot of people that's trying to get into this industry, right? A lot of people, right? And if you join the
Yeah.
Facebook groups, now it's starting to ramp up. Um, Two question would be, first is, do you feel like it's saturated now, or do you feel like there's still a chance to make it this time around?
No, I don't think it's saturated. Um, there's so many ways, there's so many opportunities, so many doors.
Yeah,
Like once you realize there's so many opportunities out there, like it's crazy. There's money laying around everywhere,
yeah,
and it's absolutely crazy. So
yeah.
no, I don't think it's saturated, and I think this is a perfect time to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's essentially, right? I mean, like, there's so many doors that's, it's just up to you if you want to open that door and pick up the money that's laying around, right? And then,
exactly.
yeah, and then the second question I have is, what do you feel like got you to, progress you to the situation that you're in right now, and get you the results that you've gotten compared to like a lot of the people that's trying to get into this industry? What do you feel like is the biggest needle mover for you?
Yeah, so you definitely have to have a different type of mindset
Mm-hmm.
before, like I was serious about making money, but once I joined, it was like it's you have a set date um on how much you want to make, and it's
Yeah.
like you do everything you can to get to that point. So you really have to have a persistent mindset in achieving that goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, yeah, I'd say mindset. Um,
Yeah. That's the biggest difference, you'd say?
yeah,
Gotcha. And if you would give us some sauce, like, how do you book 16 calls, bro? Like, that's
man, you just gotta be in the DMs, you know what I mean?
it's
Like,
gotta be in the DMs, essentially. Bro,
uh,
just DMs, just keep. Do you feel like I feel like I know the answer. Is it just volume? Am I wrong, or
yeah, it's volume. You gotta put in crazy amounts.
yeah.
Like it gets tiring, but
Mm.
you definitely gotta keep persistent. That's
Essentially
all.
that's where the mindset comes in, right? And that's where the
Exactly.
you know the the question that the vision board that created at the beginning plays a part, right? It's like, okay, why am I even doing this? I'm kind of struggling right now, and maybe it's slow, there's ups and downs, right? Like, why should I even keep pushing, right? Essentially, I mean, okay, I got one more question for you. Actually, maybe a couple more, but another
What's
one
up?
is in terms of like goals wise, like where do you want to get this to? Like how long are you trying to do this? And
Mm, I'd probably stick around doing sales for, I guess, like a year or two.
year or two more? Okay.
Um, I hope no more than that.
Okay.
Hopefully by then I'll be able to have my business, my own online
Mhm.
business running, and
Yeah.
got people working for me, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Bro,
Um,
that's the goal, right? I mean, a year or two
exactly.
from now, if you start something, hit me up. We got you. I
Bro,
will.
let's do it, bro. I love the connection. Like once you join, there's so many people that's like-minded,
Yeah, yeah.
and like it's different from your friends from like I guess high school. I think that's another
Mhm.
thing I can take away from is like having being around people that's like-minded,
Yeah.
and same with your level, and like competing with them.
100%, right? It's there's that healthy competition that plays a part into it as well, right?
Yeah,
Now
yep,
having a
yep.
community where it's like, okay, they're like-minded as us. You know, it's not like they're gonna take offense if you do,
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, you're trying to be competitive to them, they see it as like, okay, respect, let's keep grinding it out, you know? And I guess another thing is if you would, if getting inside a program, what do you like? I mean, for you, how did that play a part on your journey right now? And essentially, like if someone's trying to get into it, but they're kind of on the edge, they don't really know if you should they should do it, like what would you tell them?
This is like again, it's like so many so many things I know now just because of like one mentorship or
Yeah.
one, there's so many things that unlocks to a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that leap of faith you just gotta dive into.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that's where it is, like that's where the reward
Yeah.
comes from after the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, this
I
is
guess
probably
what
like,
was how did you overcome that? Because didn't you have that too, like that feeling,
oh
like
yeah. Mm, like it just I knew I had to make a change.
yeah.
So there's no you can't change anything. You really have to like make a change to change, like
Yeah.
the same things I was doing every day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel good about it. So you really have to take a big step forward.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, it's like I should have been doing this,
Way
But
earlier, right?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're right at the doorstep, just hop in, just walk in, because there's so much to unveil for you.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. And it's always been a pleasure working with you, right? It's just been, you know, every day, bro. Like we have sales call. I mean, we have coaching calls. This guy would hop on. I see iPhone. I know that's Gabe, bro.
Yeah.
And then, like this guy is working. He's on the call, right? He's grinding. I think that's one of the things that I noticed too is like the difference between you and a lot of the guys and people try to get into this mentorships again, the mindset, right? And essentially the consistency. This guy was, if you would think about the word consistent, this guy is the most consistent guy that you could think of, bro.
Yes, sir.
And again, I know we have more work to do, and we have the 1K days, and we did pretty good this first month as a setter. We're trying to get you to that next level, right? But man, it's been fun working with you and looking forward on many more success to come. And I hope we do a follow up something like this where we're talking about like multiple six figures, or now you're a closer, right? So I can't wait for that moment. And I guess last thing is there anything else you want to share to the other guys, or you want to leave out there like a message you want to say?
Mm, man, I'd say just take the leap of faith. That's really all because
That's it.
there's 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 so much to learn from the unknown, and
Hmm.
it's crazy how many things like I know now that you know I didn't know back then, and it's like
Hmm.
I took a path where uh I'd say going to a place where I want to be. So just it's really all about that leap of faith,
Hmm.
and yeah.
There you go. There you go, guys. Well, you've heard it from the man himself. Again, ladies and gents, I always leave you guys with this, like be a creator, not a consumer. Make something today that will inspire you and others. And I'll see you guys on another one. Peace out.
Peace.